Hey everyone, it's me, Can Sparkle, or the Sparkle Girl. So, this one peculiar that none of you may have heard before. If some of you already have, that's okay. So, if those of you who hasn't, that's okay too. So the thing is, I'm going to talk about a 90s film which I used to watch as a kid, and it's called Undercover Angel, and it came out in 1999. So let's just say eh, it's kind of like part of my childhood because that's the reason why I post about, earlier on about whether watching things that you used to watch can give you emotional sort of thing when you're watching things like notional vibes. Well, that's the thing. So I just wanted to be honest with you guys. It's quite emotional, that film. But don't get me wrong, it's not just, well, it's hard to explain, but there's got like two stories in the film about, there's like a, a man, he used to have this sort of thing, but with this woman he used to go with. But she has a child named Jenny, and let's just say she hardly spends time with her daughter because she has a new boyfriend. And let's just say, but the guy I'm talking about is actually Harrison, and I believe to tell you guys this that he's actually Jenny's real father during the film. But he doesn't know that until sometimes half of the film. And I know it's quite shocking for Harrison, especially for Jenny. But let's just say Jenny's mom should have been honest. So you guys probably might not know what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it. But if I had to admit, well, if I need to be honest with you guys, the full movie is actually on YouTube in case if you're interested on watching the movie, be free to watch it and you can share what you think. Let me know in the comments of what you think of the film if you're interested on seeing it. So, and then Harrison has sort of this crush thingy with this woman, and her name is actually Holly. Let's just say at the beginning, let's just say he sort of got attracted towards her. And yeah, I know it's kind of a bit awkward because the film it is kind of romance as well. So don't worry, guys, don't get too whatever. But that's just the whole thing, really, because that's not just an ordinary romantic movie because it's something to do with Harrison and his ex dealing the whole situation about the daughter Jenny because I remember the court scene where whether if I were Jenny's mum or Harrison should look after Jenny. But sadly, no. Well, if it's okay, well, okay, if you don't mind spoilers, that's totally fine. But if something that he doesn't like spoilers, you can always just skip it. So the those who's okay with spoilers, can I just be honest? Harrison didn't win, so yeah, I know it's sad, but until at the very end of the film, Harrison did win Jenny back, which is a good thing because Jenny's mom realized that Jenny loves her dad like dearly, and yes, it's quite good. But there's loads of other things I like to talk about because there's a good few moments during the film, like when Harrison and Jenny meet for the first time. It's quite cute actually, if I had to admit, because Jenny and Harrison wasn't too interested with each other at first because until like sometimes in when they in that cafe, and that's where Jenny meets Holly. And yes, you guys probably might not go to expect it, but let's just say Jenny is only a kid. Well, let's just say she's only 6 years old in the film, but I believe that the actress who plays Jenny, I believe most of everyone who's have seen the film saying that they think that the little girl is really cute and adorable. Such a cute little actress. I have to agree, she is cute. And sometimes the character, Jenny, yeah, she can be a bit cheeky, although she is nice in real life. Well, we can't possibly blame her. So that's what kids are, from the past and nowadays, and so can't possibly blame the kids because kids just being cute. And I know some kids can be quite annoying from time to time, but we just have to give them some respect, no matter how much you find them annoying. Like, where, crying all the time. Also, like having a tantrum. Well, sometimes we just have to show them who's boss, because we can't always give the children a word, no matter, you know, what's it, what's wrong, whatever, because let's just say in the film, sometimes somewhere at the beginning of the film, Jenny did something really naughty. She kind of lied to Harrison by saying that she has a piano lesson, which is a lie, because um, because she meets Holly in some office, and then and then and then soon later she kind of asks Holly to take her home, even, even though the Harrison was trying to you know to go back to that office place to get Jenny back. But Jenny was far too naughty because she was in trouble because, let's just say, it's hard to get my words make sense, but let's just say that Harrison was really angry when he saw Jenny outside by the house, outside in the rain, and until they got into a bit of an argument, and the way Harrison said up to Jenny that she needs us to stop acting like an adult and start acting like a kid, and then she sort of backchat at him by saying, "Then why don't you stop acting like a child and stop? I mean, sorry, and start acting like an adult?" I mean, seriously, that is kind of a bit rude for a kid like that to say something like that to her own dad, even though she doesn't know that at that moment until later. Well, that's just the thing because Harrison may be a bit silly a few times, but let's just say he's only he only just trying to do his job. He's just trying to make sure his daughter is safe. So yeah, so that's the whole point. And yeah, until after that argument scene, Harrison realized after the phone call between him and Holly, let's just say that very moment gave me the creeps because, well, Sophie might find it obvious because she's my best mate, well, best friend, but almost of you guys not know this, but, well, some of you might have seen the video once, but I kind of deleted it for a reason, because a doll of Dodo Bird. He gives me the creeps. Well, don't get me wrong, I know it's only a toy, but I was only a kid when I first got scared of that toy. So, you can't possibly blame me. So yeah, that's just the way I am. I'm not scared of it no more, but it still reminds me, I wish I stopped being so scared of silly things when I was a kid. Like, I want to go back in time and try not to get too scared of some things. Well, even though it's too late now because they already gave me the nightmares when I was a kid. So, although they did have a cartoon animation version of the Dodo Bears, and that doesn't scare me, no. I'm kind of fine with that one, but the doll of it, the toy stuff, something like that, nah, no, not too keen. Ooh, okay. Although, do you guys actually learned or have you heard about all the dodo bears are now extinct? Yeah, well, it's true. I know, it's kind of sad. I mean, I kind of feel sorry for these dodo bears. I mean, what makes them to have been extinct for in the first place? I mean, what if they did something to make those people, whatever? Because I just find it cruel. Oh boy. And that's the thing, it's gonna happen to those cute little bees. Oh, those bees are special for all of us. And I know almost all of us, including myself, may not like bees at times, but we have to show them a little respect because bees are very special and they make honey. Yeah, out of the flowers. Yeah, something like that. So, and there's another story that you might going to like actually. So, let's just say Jenny did kind of well, I, it's hard to say it because let's just say that she's trying to set Harrison and Holly together. Although, let's just say that, you know what I told about when that moment where Jenny meets Holly in this cafe? Well, I just say that's how it started actually, because Harrison saw Holly somewhere in the background, and then Jenny was like, "Do you know her?" Something like that, because she can see that Harrison was dueling at her. So yeah, so I just kind of think Jenny is being quite a bit nosy, nosy. Oh well, but that's kids for us though. So let's just say, mm, okay. So during the film, Harrison and Holly were kind of working together without knowing, actually, because Jenny was actually who started this whole thing in the first place. Because let's just say she kind of wants Harrison to record his voice um, to do this to make a story about Dodo Bird, and then she asks Holly to write them down on a piece of paper on this thingy type thingy, whatever you guys call it. It's like a computer sort of machine, but I forgot what's the name of it. You probably know what I mean if you think about what it looks like. It's like a big box, and there's little buttons like something like that. Yeah, something like that, but that's just how I render it. So, and that reminds me from this episode with Doctor Who. Well, forget about Doctor Who, but I'm just saying, okay, I'll just say, until sometimes later in the film, Ginny kind of find out that all the dodo birds is now books sometimes and all that. Because she was with her mom again, and they were in some library, I think, somewhere in I don't know exactly where, but I just know that they were in some library. Although I did have watched the film again earlier this morning, but even though it's sometimes it's harder to memorize some bits of the film that I needed to discuss here. So yeah. So, well, as I was saying, Jenny spotted her dodo birds as a book and that, and she was like, "Wow, cool," something like that. Okay, right. Until like later and after that, there was a court scene. You know what I just mentioned earlier before, something like that. And yes, um, until like later after that scene, I think Harrison and Holly finds out this whole dodo bit thingies bit going on, and let's just say they were surprised that Jenny has something to do with it. Well, actually, you can't. Don't get me wrong. They are lucky to have Jenny because Jenny is a smart kid. So yeah, and besides, oh, I nearly forgot. You may not going to believe me if I tell you this. Well, there's two actors that you might be familiar with. You know the guy who plays Mufasa from the original Lion King and the live action Lion King? Well, maybe the original. Let's just say he's in it, playing as the judge in the court scene from the film. And this guy called Casey, who did, the original actor who plays Shaggy from Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo, where are you? Well, he's in it. Well, yeah. And I bet you guys like, what? I didn't know that. I've got to check that out. Okay. I know, some of you probably might will, but some of you may won't, but it's fine. So, I just like to tell you, because I know it's quite fun to talk about sometimes when you think about like celebrities that you might be familiar with, something like that. Okay, so until somewhere at the end of the film, Jenny and Harrison reunited, because I did mention earlier before that Jenny and Harrison got back together again because they both love each other. Father and daughter. Oh, it just makes my heart. Okay, don't worry, I'm not crying because I know I did mention before that the film it can be a bit emotional. So if you have seen the film as well, you probably might find it obvious because you might agree with me because it is sort of like they have these sort of mixed feelings like happy, sad, overjoyed, scared, something like that, or angry, something like that. So let's just say that's all those things going on in the film. Well, not every bit of the film can be real, but the court scene and the whole thing between one parent and the other parent, let's say that can be realistic in real life if you get what I mean for obvious reason. Because I know it can be happening to some parents in real life, to some kids. Yeah, tell me about it. And I actually feel sorry for those type of people. So anyway, until like at that scene anyway, until like in some library, I think it was a library anyway, because it's got loads of books in the around the room, and Jenny and Harrison and Holly were on this one table, and they were like doing autographs on each go to bed books to all of the audience because everyone seemed to be really excited to read them. Although, can I just admit, I wish those books were real. Or were they? I don't know, because they did look real if you just if you, think about it or have a quick look through the film at the end. Well, sometimes I do wish those books could be real because I would definitely read them if I get a chance, although it won't happen because that was back in the 90s. Oh boy. Although I was born sometimes after the 90s though, so can't possibly blame me. And yes, I do sometimes, I wish I could born it sometimes in the 90s, although my sister already was, and I was born in 2000, let's just say in the 20th century? Yeah, that's how you guys may be able to remember that. Because there is a 20th century logo thingy that I keep getting in my head often. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed my video. So if you really wanted to watch the film, be free to do so. And you can always just share in the comments or whatever on either your community post or something like that, or share the film or something like that. Be free to do it. Share your thoughts. Ask me any questions or what you want me to give you some information or something. And yes, yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. So if you're new to my channel, be free to subscribe and give it a like and press the notification bell to receive my videos every day. I'll see you guys another time. Bye everyone.